Stop right there.
One of the most exciting young prospects in British boxing, and a heavyweight too. Quite a combination, but then again, Herbie Hyde was quite a package. Fast feet and even quicker hands, he'd simply blasted his way through a succession of opponents. WBO champion Michael Bentt was in his sights. Born in Dulwich but moving to America at just 6 years old, but now back in southeast London in a fight being billed as a Battle of the Brits. March 1994, British boxing history in the making. From Tower Bridge on the River Thames, it's just a quick hop to the New Den, Millwall Football Club, the venue for a fight that attracted plenty of interest. 2 months earlier, the pair had hit the headlines for all the wrong reasons. Brawling in the street after a press conference got out of hand. Outrageous behaviour that cost both men a £10,000 fine. Oh, and an even bigger tailor's bill. Those torn suits are expensive to repair. So, plenty of interest at the New Den. How would the fighters react when meeting again? Well, Hyde was certainly ready. Some felt that at just 22 years old, he was too young to be in a world title fight. But with 24 knockouts from 25 contests, this was a young man convinced of his own invincibility. At 29, Bentt had the edge in experience and a sizable weight advantage, but with only 12 fights behind him, a relative novice. It had been a shock when he took his title from Tommy Morrison, but when he had his chance, he grabbed it. But questions about his durability had surfaced when it was reported he'd been knocked out in training by one of his sparring partners. The Bentt camp wouldn't confirm or deny that story, but it gave Hyde all the extra ammunition he needed. The Battle of the Brits was on, and at ringside at a packed New Den, our regular commentary crew of former world featherweight champion Barry McGuigan and, first of all, David Brenner.
So then we're geared up for 12 rounds of boxing. Michael Bentt's first world title defence, Herbie Hyde's first world heavyweight title challenge. So Michael Bentt, the champion of the world in the black trunks with the multicoloured trim. Herbie Hyde, the challenger in white. Barry.
Yeah, if you look at the muscle tone on Hyde, he looks extremely well toned and great condition. Hyde looks Bentt looks a wee bit soft around the breadbasket, as they say. Came in at 16.6 and Hyde came in at 15.5. Hyde's got to stay on his bike here with this guy. He's got to keep his movement going. He's got to stand for no more than a couple of seconds at a time and deliver his punches and then get on his bike again. And I have watched Bentt before, and he's not very good at coming forward, so Hyde's got to keep on his bike and not allow this guy to plant his feet, because that's when he can get his power in. And if you remember against Morrison, he was devastating when Morrison came at him, but he's not good when he comes forward. I watched him against a guy called Mark Wills, and he was disappointing as an attacking fighter.
Well, a confident start by the challenger, Herbie Hyde. Were one or two fears, I know, that were voiced very quietly, that he might have let the occasion get to him, but that does not seem to be happening.
Yeah, he's established himself here. He's hit Bentt with a couple of good left hooks and hurt Bentt just over 10 seconds ago. Hit him with a sharp little left hook there and hurt him. He's got his authority.
It's extraordinary, isn't it? Having not had a world heavyweight champion this century up until just a very short while ago. We had two British boxers contesting the heavyweight title in Cardiff when Frank Bruno fought Lennox Lewis, and two more British fighters contesting the world heavyweight title again tonight.
Hyde's doing the right thing here, Dave. As Bentt's coming forward, he's smacking that jab out, keeping him at arm's length. When he gets inside arm's length, he grabs him, holds him, stops him from punching. He's doing the right thing. Very mobile for a big man, very, very quick, and his reactions are incredibly fast. And he is a stiff hitter. He's getting his head underneath Bentt there. Oh, getting a bit nasty.
And Paul Thomas, as is the hallmark of a good referee, just making sure his presence is felt. And Michael Bentt, quite clear, trying to ruffle Hyde out of his stride early in the fight. Decent tactics from the champion. It does look to be a little bit fleshy around the middle. You're quite right, Barry.
Yeah, well, a lot of the American boxers look a bit fleshy, but still able to do the job. But Hyde's on top here in this round. He's just been quicker. He's just been marginally quicker, and he's doing the right sort of thing.
So there we are. You can see the aluminium blanket. They normally drape that around marathon runners at the end of a 26-mile run. That's to keep Herbie Hyde as warm as possible. Not a bad round, but a pretty even one.
Corner, 10 seconds.
Good attack here by Hyde. His left hook, that's the one that really hurt. Bentt just got him back and said, well, I've got to respect this fella.
So the start of round 2. How would you score that first round, Barry?
I give the first round to Hyde. It was a close round because Bentt was coming forward, but all the scoring was done by Hyde. And again, he's picked it up in the second round here. He's just getting off marginally quicker than Bentt. And his movement is tremendous. Good left hook from Michael Bentt.
Of course, one of the questions we're expecting to be answered tonight is how Hyde will react when Bentt really connects, which not one of Hyde's opponents really so far has managed to do. John Westgarth, the Newcastle boy, caught him once, but that was just once, and it was a long time ago, early in Hyde's career. But I must say it's a very confident start by the challenger.
Absolutely. We can't forget the big Australian in Belgium caught him with the left hook on the referee called break. And
Craig Peterson, that's
put
right.
him on the floor with it.
That's right.
But he was relaxed at that time, and that's what he'll tell you. Yeah, he's getting off really well here. He's just, watch his movement. He's moving side to side. He's going to left, going to the right. Now, that's a good attack from Bentt. That's the best and most positive attack so far.
And you see that little shake of the head over Bentt's shoulder. Hyde looking at his own corner. He got caught again with the right.
It's another good right hand. Got to watch out for that. Got to keep mobile. Referee's giving him a ticking off. Don't pull his head down again, he said.
They're wearing the Mexican Reyes gloves. They're recognized as puncher's gloves. Made of horsehair, not the cellular foam that British gloves are made of.
Absolutely, they are definitely puncher's gloves, and they're gloves that are, they're able to cut you. A lot of fighters get cut with these Reyes gloves. They stick on your skin more so than the, as you say, the closed cell foam that they use in the British gloves. But Hyde's coming in, or Bentt's coming into the fight now, Dave. He's started off much better in the second round here. Good attack on the ropes. Hyde's got to keep on his bike, just got to keep mobile, not leave his legs in one position for very long. Get off his punches and then get on the move. And if he pulls this guy down in the corner when they get in close again, the referee's going to give him a public warning.
Well, we saw how potentially perilous for Chris Eubank the public warning was when he fought in Berlin. You don't want a public warning, especially any in the second round of a fight, of a scheduled 12-rounder. That would be a little bit careless.
Yeah, referee's got to get a hold of this fight. These guys are getting, tempers are frayed there, and they're losing the temper a bit. Oh, right on the bell. Here's the exchange of punches right on the bell here, and Bentt actually landed one after the bell had rung.
Corner, 10 seconds. Second up. Round 3.
So here we are, round 3. Bentt in the black, Herbie Hyde in the white, Paul Thomas from Derby, the referee. Like to see Hyde perhaps a little bit more assertive this round, recapture some of that initiative he lost in the last round.
Yeah, he's got to take control here again. He boxed beautifully in the first round. Got to stay in control. Got to circle the perimeter of the ring and get those fast punches going. Stay on his bike. So he's moving left to right there. That's really good. One punch and moving to the right, moving to the left, and put his hand around Bentt's head there and pulled him into that uppercut. That's one of the old tricks, and normally not allowed to do that, but Paul Thomas didn't spot it. Certainly didn't give him a ticking off for it.
Well, there's no doubting that Hyde, sticking to whatever game plan Freddie King and the boys at the Matchroom stable have cooked up for him, and so far serving him pretty well.
Yeah, he's got tremendous reflexes. He's got the speed of a middleweight, Hyde, and he's got almost like a built-in radar. He's able to know when the guy's going to throw punches at him, anticipate them coming, and yet pull back. He just pulls his head back a fraction. That left jab sort of just landed, but when he just touched his face, he's got that great response to a punch coming at him. Look at the way he moves the head there again. Pulls it out of the way, comes back with those quick straight punches. These are brilliant punches. There's lots of power in them, snapping Bentt's head back.
And he certainly got Bentt well outreached. Got a good jab when he wants to use it, Hyde. This round, he certainly stepped up a gear very noticeably as the challenger. Just about a minute left, round 3.
Bentt's not very good at coming forward. He sort of trudges forward.
Well, it was a decent uppercut from Hyde, and that hurt Bentt, and he's got him down. Well now, mandatory 8 count, WBO title fights, and he's leaving it late. Oh my goodness, he's left it late. Now then, has Hyde got enough time to finish this? Bentt bleeding from the nose, and here comes Hyde.
He's coming piling in there. Punches are coming from everywhere.
Bentt trying to fight back, as he did so effectively against Tommy Morrison, but Hyde has got him really hurt.
Oh, those are good punches. Left uppercut, right hand around the side, and Bentt's in big trouble here, Dave.
And the bell can't come soon enough for Michael Bentt. I think he might just see out this round, but it's going to be a very close thing. He looks at Hyde to say, haven't hurt me. Don't believe that for one instant. And never has a champion been more glad to hear the bell than Michael Bentt was just now. Welcome back to the new den, the start of round 5, and perhaps the makings of a real upset here. We've had Michael Bentt somehow survive a knockdown in round 3. He got through round 4, but this young man's star in the ascendancy now, Herbie Hyde.
Hyde jumps on him again with a left hook. Now he's really hurting Bentt. Bentt's sort of play acting against the old bravado from the ropes, but he's hurt. He's never really been able to get into this fight since his good second round. He's just lost it in the second and in the third, and Hyde again in the driving seat here in this the 5th round.
And Bentt more and more in this fight since the 3rd round. It's starting to look like a fighter who has got really no idea how to cope with Hyde. He's being exposed, Bentt, quite mercilessly as a very one-paced fighter.
Well, he just cannot cope with movement, and he's hurt again there. Believe me, those are decent punches from Hyde. And although he's slapped with that one, that's a good left hook again. Has him in trouble against the ropes, and this is a good attack.
Yeah, it's a good attack indeed from Hyde. You can see Bentt is holding onto the top rope with his right hand. Paul Thomas shouldn't really let him do that. And a tentative left just poked out. And he's using the experience. You can see how cold it is, the breath coming off them in great plumes. This is Bentt. Remember, he's only had a handful of professional fights, half as many as Herbie Hyde. Just 12 fights before tonight.
He's trying to go to him, and a good left jab snapped Bentt's head back again. He's trying to entice him into that right hand. You see him, he's cranking that right hand up there. You can see him, but Hyde's far too cute for him. He's too quick for him. That's a good left hook again. He's hurting this guy with every punch he throws.
And Bentt's trying to sucker Hyde into the ropes, but Hyde is refusing to be suckered. Simple as that. He's refusing to fight Bentt's game plan. And when he comes in, he's throwing these punches from such a big variety of angles and with such speed that Bentt really cannot cope. And the champion now looks so apprehensive, doesn't he?
He does indeed.
And you wonder how long he's going to be a champion for. And in my book, not very long.
If he continues on like this, Dave, you're absolutely right. He's just not doing enough work here, and he's been hurt several times. And it's, you know, it looks very ominous indeed for him. He's shaking to his boots every single time with that right hand. And Hyde back on his bike again. See the way he pulls back from those punches again, and just moving around and stopping Bentt working when he gets up close, pulling his head down.
And occasionally in fights like this, when one man is definitely behind, as Michael Bentt is, you can say, well, if he was only doing such and such or so-and-so, then he could get himself back into the fight. But Bentt really is now looking such a limited fighter. You really fear for his chances of retaining this title. They don't look good.
Not at this stage. And we see a good attack from Hyde. Landed with straight. Look at the way he snapped the head back there of Michael Bentt, and a lot of blood coming out of that nose. He's hurt it, no doubt about that. Big round for Hyde again.
So it does really begin to look, doesn't it, as though Herbie Hyde, if he stays cool, if he sticks to the fight plan, if he listens to Freddie King, might be on the brink of becoming heavyweight champion of the world, something he has always told us he has in him. Sixth round, coming up to the halfway stage, scheduled 12, remember, and we've had one knockdown, Bentt down in the last minute of round 3.
There's a long way to go in this fight, and obviously Hyde's got to do everything right, but he's been doing it for the best part of this fight. He's well out in front on my scorecard, and he's done more than that. He's just jabbed the head off Hyde or Bentt, and he's really hurt him with a couple of good punches and had him down, and he hasn't been able to quite get back into the fight, Bentt, and again he's hurt here with that right hand over the top of his lazy jab. And again, as I say, Hyde's speed is coming to the fore here again. He's able to get off with his punches, land them with devastating effect at times, and get back on his bike again.
Well, as we've said so often on Pro Box, when you surrender the initiative, as Bentt has done, it's so hard to get it back again. And Hyde fighting with increased confidence, trying one or two little moves, they come off, makes you feel good.
He looks full of confidence. He's on a high from an adrenaline point of view. He's got it going. He knows he can hurt this guy, and he knows if he hits him correctly, the fight can be over. And he's fighting very intelligently. He's not getting drawn into these firing matches with Bentt. He's staying on the outside, and he's fighting his fight, and he's in control. Bentt's actually running after him here. He's losing his patience and getting a bit frustrated.
Yeah, the great thing about Hyde is he has the speed to get him out of trouble when he's in trouble.
Oh, dropped the head there. Hyde, referee giving him a ticking off. And moving good left to right, keeping on his bike and frustrating the living daylights out of Michael Bentt.
And trying a little 1-2 out of the textbook of his hero, Muhammad Ali. A little bit of the Ali shuffle we saw there from Hyde.
Yeah, pulling. That is not a beautiful move.
Oh, did you see that? Unless I was very much mistaken, and I don't think he was, Bentt bit him. Hyde outraged. Paul Thomas is not quite sure what's happened. He's called a timeout. He's bringing them both together. I'm pretty sure that's what happened there, Barry.
It looked very much like a bite to me.
Love bite.
Touch of Dracula there. Oh, beautiful move by Bentt, or by Hyde. Pulled the ropes and spin out to the left. Landed a good left hook on the way out. Of course, he's not allowed to do that, but beautiful move. And again, you see the way he's snapping Bentt's head back with that left jab. And you see with the biting affair that he's actually badly frustrating Bentt. Bentt just can't cope with his movement. Finding it very difficult indeed.
And every so often, Hyde just comes down off his toes, plants his heels, digs in a good, sturdy combination, and then up on his toes and starts dancing away again. The Dancing Destroyer, living up to his name.
And here's the biting incident. Look at the expression on Hyde's face here. Look. Ah, that really hurts. I tell you, strong stuff. Now we see it from another angle. See it from the back here where he's leaning. Now watch Bentt's mouth here. He really goes for him. Look. This is incredible stuff.
Got you both here. I'm not letting this fight get out of control. You've got all this intent,
and Paul Thomas, quite rightly, really in a riot act. So, round 7. And no doubt Michael Bentt bit Herbie Hyde. And no doubt Herbie Hyde said, "Oi, what's all this about then?" Quite rightly.
Absolutely.
Anyway, back to the fisticuffs. Hyde in front.
Yeah, and Bentt's becoming a bit desperate. He has got to try and take control of the fight. He's got to try and pin Hyde down. He's got to try the right hand round the side. He's holding his punches too much. He's walking straight in there with his hands up high, but he's got to let his punches go. He's not going to hit this guy otherwise. He's got to let the punches go on the way in. Stop waiting until he gets in there to throw, because what Hyde's doing is he's just stabbing that left jab out, banging the straight right out, and just grabbing him when he gets in close and he can't punch.
Well, there's no doubting that Hyde has mercilessly exposed Bentt's frailties. And you get the feeling that with all these flurries, when he plants his feet, all these flurries are hurting Bentt. You wonder, it'll be sooner rather or later when Bentt goes down again.
Bentt's looking better in this round, but he still is not able to subdue Hyde. Can't pin him down. His attacking skills are very, very small. Very minimal indeed, and he's getting hit too often. Hyde's hitting him with really hard shots, and they're straight through the guard.
Yeah, all good points. Scoring shots. Judges from England, America, Belgium must have Hyde in front. Can't be any doubt. We've seen some eccentric judging, but not that bad. Oh, he's caught him again with a right. Caught him going backwards, but he did catch him.
Yeah, caught him with a good shot there.
You've got to give Bentt some kind of respect for the way he doggedly keeps coming forward.
Hyde again complaining to the referee. Right hand around the side instead of hit him in the kidney. Bentt's got to do something. He's got to try and get a hold of this fight again. Throw more punches. He's got to let his punches go.
Inside the last 20, round 7. Hyde, hands hung low. Oh, what a good right. Oh, what a cracking shot. He's down. And does not look like moving. Gathers himself up, but out. Doesn't make it. And now the celebrations begin, because we have a new world champion in Herbie Hyde.
This is the finish here. Now watch these two right hands. Bang! Now look at that, is an absolutely beautiful shot. And look at that right hand again, almost immediately. Incredible. And watch the way Bentt's head shudders here. What's his right hand? And what's the back of his head? Look at that for a shot. That is absolutely rip-roaring stuff from Herbie Hyde. Put him to the floor and he bounced off the floor. You see it again here. Now watch the way he turns that right hand over. That is a picture-perfect right hand. And look at how quickly, again, an indication how quickly Hyde can jump on his opponent. So he hits him with the right hand, and this is in slow motion. That's an absolute beautiful shot.
Great
now
shot.
watch how quickly he hits him again, and this is slow motion. Now look at accuracy, right down the pipe he hits him with that next one. And Bentt was on his way down there, and not surprised why he couldn't get up. Absolutely incredible.
Ladies and gentlemen, in 2 minutes 50 seconds of round 7, by a count out, the winner and the new WBO heavyweight champion of the world, Herbie Hyde.
Delight for Herbie Hyde, but the end of the line for Michael Bentt. His brief spell in World Boxing Spotlight was over.